Assalamualaikum and hello to our respected teachers and to all dear students. We are Group 1 and we are here to talk about an important topic that has affected many young teenagers today, which is teen sexting, what everyone should know. So, in this topic, we will be discussing about the meaning of sexting, why it is significant to know about, the factors behind it, the risks and consequences, and the legal action of teen sexting. Okay, but first and foremost, I would like to introduce to you our team member that have made this video possible. First, AIREEN FARIHA binti HAIRUL ANUAR. Next, CHONG Muhammad Syamil bin Muhammad ZAMIRUDIN, NURUL HUSNA binti Muhammad SAHABUDDIN, and last but not least, WAHIDATUL AIDA binti Muhammad NASIR. And we are all audiology students, year 1 from School of Health Sciences. So, before we begin, let's look at this video.
Everything seems so much more innocent in a text. Especially coming from your boyfriend. Kevin was this awesome guy I met online. He went to another school and he had a cool car. We talked all the time. He made me feel good. He was like my own private adventure. It was exciting and fun. When he started asking for revealing pictures, I guess I just thought it was normal. At first, it was embarrassing. But I was like, it's just a bikini top. And he said he really loved me. And yeah, it felt kind of good knowing somebody wanted to see me. Especially when I didn't always feel that good about myself. But it got to be so much pressure. He kept asking for more. And for me to take off my bra. It made me think about how much I really knew Kevin. We'd only actually hung out in person a few times. The last time we ended up at some guy's house party and things got really physical. I didn't say anything, but it kind of felt like that was all he wanted. A lot of his behavior was coming off so creepy. When I stopped sending them, he got pissed. I just wanted him to chill out with the requests. But he started sending, like, immature threats. Seriously? Really? So it was going downhill fast. I tried to ignore him, but he was blowing up my phone. Then the plot thickened. Jonathan?
Hey, Kim. Have you seen your picture up?
Oh my God. He posted one of my pictures. I had never felt betrayed like that before. Our private relationship, my trust, was being used against me. It was beyond over, and I let him know it.
Hello?
Kevin! But Kevin still has my photos, and I can't control what he does with them. I loved how my relationship with him felt so private until it made me feel powerless. Be careful. Online relationships can be dangerous. That sense of privacy feels safe and exciting, but that privacy can also isolate you and lead to manipulation. But no matter what you've agreed to in the past, you can change your mind. And that decision should always be respected.
She's right. Actually, Kim, can I say something?
Please do.
If you're the person pressuring someone to do something they're not comfortable with, after they've said no, you're acting like a predator. Being in a relationship means respecting the other person's choices. And I can't believe I have to say this, but if you're demanding nudes, sharing them, or threatening to share them, that's disgusting, not to mention illegal. Anyone who does that loses all respect.
Thanks, Jonathan.
No problem. Sorry for interrupting.
If you find yourself in a similar situation and you're struggling with what to do, talk to someone you trust. What happened to me has been hard to move past, but talking about it has helped a lot, and hopefully it can help you too.
So, from that video, I hope you will have a basic understanding on the topic that we will be discussing today. So, without further ado, let's begin our presentation.
Today I'm SYAMIL from Audiology course Year 1. We share to you about an introduction and meaning of teen sexting. Teen sexting refers to the act of sending sexually explicit message, photos or videos, typically via mobile phone or digital platforms, among other persons. While this behavior has existed in various forms for years, the rise of smartphone and social media has significantly increased its prevalence, making it an important subject of discussion. Sexting among teens can have a range of implications, both positive and both negative. And on one hand, it can be seen as a form of sexual expression or exploration, as young people navigate their developing identities and relationships. On the other hand, it raises serious concern about privacy concern and the potential for exploitation, cyberbullying and legal consequences. This topic is particularly complex due to the intersection of technology, adult research and sexuality, and is influenced by factors such as peer pressure, media portrayals, and the passive normalization of digital communication. While some may argue that sexting can empower teens to explore their sexual identities in a private and controlled way, others stress the risk, particularly when minors engage in sexting with peers or strangers, and examining the teen sexting is important to consider a range of perspectives, from psychological and social viewpoints to legal frameworks. Additionally, discussion on prevention, education and support system are crucial in understanding how to mitigate the potential harms while respecting adolescent autonomy and privacy. For the meaning, teen sexting refers to the practice of sending sexually explicit messages, images or videos, typically via smartphones or other digital device, between teenagers. This message or media may involve nudity, suggestive language, or explicit content, and are often exchanged in the content of romantic or sexual relationships. Although they can also occur among friends and acquaintances, the term sexting is a combination of sex and texting, highlighting that this activity usually involves text message, but it can also include photos, videos, or audio clips. Teen sexting has become more common in recent years, partly due to the widespread use of smartphone and social media, which make it easier for young people to share personal content with others. While sexting may be seen as a way for some teens to explore their sexuality. It also raises significant concerns regarding privacy, concern, and the potential for harmful consequences, such as cyberbullying, exploitation, or legal issues.
So next, we go to the significances of teen sexting. Before that, we need to know how common is teen sexting actually is. It is most common among people over the age of 15, which is 17% stating that they had shared nude or sexual photos of themselves. Between the ages of 13 and 14, this has increased from 4% to 7%. Around 1 out of 6 individuals in the 14 to 15 plus age range have sent an image of themselves to someone else, nearly double the rate. So what actually these want to tell us? It actually tells us that teen sexting actually has occurred to youngsters nowadays as early as 13 years old. Okay, so this statistic here shows the sexting among middle and high school students from the year 2016 to 2019. We can see that in 2019, the percentage has increases. So, without further ado, the first significance of teen sexting is the risk of exploitation. Online predators will use threats, emotional coercion, and even flattery once they get close to the victim. This actually doesn't happen right away because they need the teen's trust. As we all know that teens nowadays very easy to trust people, and because of this, the online predators will use this opportunity to take advantage of the teens. After weeks or even months, they will gradually ask for private information such as naked photos and many more. After those photos being shared, the predators may use these photos as blackmail and will threaten the teens to release the material if the teen doesn't comply with what they want. Okay, next is reputation damage. This happens because sending explicit content can have negative consequences. One of it is that their chances of being accepted or hired could be significantly impacted by this, since it might be interpreted as improper or even unprofessional. As you know that today's technology are so advanced that images can reappear at any time, even years later. And because of this, your opponent or your enemy might use this opportunity to bring you down. For such example, they will send those images that contain naked photos of you to your boss or to your colleague, and gradually they will start think bad about you, and your boss might actually ask you to leave the company so that the company won't be impacted. Lastly, it is to prevent normalizing harmful behaviors. It is important for us to know about teen sexting because teens might develop negative opinions about consent, privacy, and sexuality if they are not properly educated. This happens because they see that many of their friends or even adults engage in sexting. So they would think that there are nothing wrong with sending naked photos of theirs to their partner. This will lead to a relationship which the worth is reduced to sexual acts rather than respect or emotional ties.
which we don't want for our future.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenny. Today I would like to talk some important factors that contribute to teen sexting. As we dive into this topic, it's crucial to understand the various elements that influence why teens engage in sexting. These factors include curiosity and exploration, lack of comprehensive sexual education, caution and manipulation, and also the influence of media and pop culture. So, let us look at it one by one. The first factor is curiosity and exploration. Adolescence is a period when individuals are naturally exploring their identities, including their sexuality. Teenagers may see sexting as a way to explore their sexual feelings and also desires in a private digital space. It is often influenced by exposure to sexual content online. This period of self-discovery can lead them to experiment with different forms of communication, and sexting becomes a safer way to express their curiosity about relationship and intimacy without the physical risk of sexual encounters. The second factor is lack of comprehensive sexual education. A lack of comprehensive sex education and limited parental involvement can significantly increase the likelihood of teens engaging in sexting. Without proper education, teens may not fully understand the risks of sexting, such as the potential for privacy violation, emotional harm, and legal consequences. Inadequate sex education can lead to confusion about healthy sexual boundaries, digital privacy, and consent. Additionally, when parents neglect their role in discussing these topics, teens may be left to navigate these issues on their own, often resulting in poor decision making. Open communication between parents and teens, along with comprehensive sex education, is crucial to help teens make informed, safe choices in both their digital and sexual lives. Next, the third factor is caution and manipulation. Teens may be caught into creating and sending intimate content through manipulation or exploitation, often by individuals who prey on their vulnerability. Once an image is shared, it can be used to blackmail the victim into sending more, creating a cycle of control. In some cases, sexting is used as a tool for grooming or to dominate a teen in an abusive relationship. Criminals may also exploit sexting content to extort money, while others, such as vengeful ex-partners, may share intimate images as a form of revenge. These risks highlight the serious emotional, psychological, and legal consequences that can result from sexting, underscoring the importance of educating teens about digital safety and boundaries. Last but not least, the fourth factor is the influence of media and pop culture. Media and pop culture play a significant role in shaping how teens perceive intimacy and relationships, often normalizing sexual content in ways that lead to distorted expectations. Popular culture such as movies, TV shows, and social media frequently portray sexting as a casual or expected part of romance, pressuring teens to see it as a natural progression in dating. Furthermore, easy access to pornography through the internet or social media can further influence their views on sexuality, normalizing behaviors like sexting as part of sexual interaction. These portrayals can create unrealistic ideas about relationship and intimacy, making it crucial to educate teens on healthy, respectful boundaries and the real-world consequences of such behaviors.
So now we move on to our next main point. Before sexting, many teens might think, "Oh, It's just this one time. What's the worst that could happen? Or maybe I'll do it now, but I won't do it again. But here's the thing, student. After doing it once, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, well, I've already done it. What difference does it make? The truth is, there are serious consequences that can affect you, not just your daily life, but also your future. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. The risks and consequences of teen sexting. Teen sexting comes with a lot of risk and consequences. Some might happen and some might not. But today, I want to focus on four major risks and consequences that you really need to know about. Let me break them for you one by one so you can see just how serious this issue can be. So let me dive to the first one. First and foremost, one of the biggest risks of sexting is your privacy may be exposed. In today's world, where everything is just a click away, school gossip can spread like wildfire, and news can go viral in seconds. Now, imagine if it was your private photo, half dressed, undressed, or doing something embarrassing being shared online. Unfortunately, not everyone has good intention. Even if you trust the person, there's always a chance that your photo or messages could be forwarded, shared, or even hacked by someone else. There are people out there who would use your private content for their own selfish needs, whether it's to exploit, humiliate, or even make money with it. Once something is online, it's nearly impossible to control whether it goes or who sees it. Your personal moments could end up in the hands of strangers, and the consequences can be devastating. Another serious consequences of sexting is the emotional fallout. If your private photo or messages get shared without your consent, it can lead to overwhelming feelings of shame, humiliation, and embarrassment. Imagine walking into school knowing that people have seen something so personal about you. The whispers, stares, gossip can make you feel exposed and isolated. For some, this emotional stress can build up and become hard to handle. It might affect your focus in school, your relationships with friends and family, and even your overall mental health. In more serious cases, it can lead to anxiety, deep stress, or even depression. It's important to remember today that these feelings don't just go away overnight. The emotional damage from sexting can stick with you for a long, long time, making it even harder to move on. By avoiding sexting altogether, you are not only protecting your privacy, but also sparing yourself from this emotional pain. Another big risk of sexting is the potential to become a victim of bullying. If your private photo or messages gets leaked, bullies might use it as a stimulus to harass you. They could spread rumors, make cruel jokes, or even share the content further just to embarrass you. It doesn't stop there. Online hate can also pour in. Hurtful comments, teasing, and name calling on social media can make the situation even worse. The internet gives people the power to hide behind screens, and unfortunately, some will use that to tear others down. This kind of harassment can make you feel powerless, embarrassed, and alone. It's not just words, it can feel like a constant attack on your self worth. Being the target of bullying, whether in person or online, can affect your confidence, relationships, and mental health in ways that are hard to undo. So, the solution is thinking twice before sexting. You're not only protecting your privacy, but also shielding yourself from becoming an easy target for bullies. So, finally, last but not least, sexting can destroy your reputation for life. The internet is massive and permanent. Once your photo or messages are shared online, they are out of your control and they could stay there forever, even if people around you eventually forget and move on, but the internet won't. Those pictures or messages can resurface at any time, and that can seriously impact your future. Your grades might drop because of the stress and distraction. And even if you manage to go through and get good results, 4 flats, straight A's, imagine a future employer or college lecturer coming across those photos. They might judge you unfairly or decide not to give you a chance because of something that happened in your past. It's a harsh reality, but once your reputation is damaged, it can take years, if not a lifetime, to rebuild. Protecting yourself now means protecting your future opportunities for education, jobs, and relationships. That's all for me.
Hi, so I am going to tell you about the legal action on teen sexting. So nowadays, sexting has gained a lot of media coverage, including high-profile cases of teens getting themselves into considerable legal trouble. For your information, the possession and production of child pornography is against the law. So all of you need to know that if you got involved in sexting, it is not only immoral, but it is also illegal. I am sure that some of you might be wondering, is sexting a crime? What would happen if the young person gives their permission to take photo, and what would happen if you ask someone else to send intriguing pictures or videos? Firstly, is sexting a crime? It can be a crime depending on the age of the people sexting and whether the pictures would be offensive or indecent by the court. Sexting involving minors is considered child pornography. It is a criminal issue even if the sexting is consensual. Meanwhile, as for adults, it is considered legal. However, if the material is non-consensual or it involves threat or manipulation, it can be considered illegal. The second one is, what if the young person gives their permission to take photo? The law stated that if you are under the age of 18, you are not allowed to consent, give permission to ask for, take, send, or keep sexy picture. The age of consent of sex is 16, but it is 18 when it comes to sexting. As a result, even if the young person says it is okay to be photographed or filmed, it is still a crime. The third one is, What would happen if you ask someone else to send you intriguing pictures or videos? Asking someone, especially if they are under the age of 18, to send child pornography carries a maximum penalty of up to 15 years of jail. Besides, you could also be charged with asking someone to commit a sexual action. Okay, moving on, I am going to tell you a few scenarios regarding the legal action on teen sexting. So the first one is a 15-year-old girl who takes a video of herself doing seductive action in her underwear may be committing a crime. It does not matter if you can see her private part or not. And the next one is a 16-year-old boy who takes a photo of his private part and sends it to someone else on his phone is committing a crime. It does not matter if you can see his face or any other identifying feature. So from this scenario given, you can see that those who may send out offensive pictures or videos is actually committing a crime. Even if they did it consensually, they did it willingly, it is still a crime. Okay, next I am going to tell you the law in Malaysia and overseas. So we will start with the law in Malaysia first. A person who sends nude can be charged under Section 211 and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. If you can see here, the picture I attached is the Section 211 of Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. To put it simply, it is an offense to send obscene or offensive content with the intention to annoy, abuse, threaten, or harass the other person. It is also illegal to deliberately solicit nude photos. According to Section 233 of Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, it is only illegal if the act of asking for nude, abuse, threatens, or harass the victim. As you can see here, I also put the pictures of Section 233 of Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. Okay, next. The picture I put here is the Section 293 of Penal Code. Basically, if the victim is a minor, the perpetrator may be charged under Section 293 of Penal Code. According to Section 293 of the Penal Code, it is illegal for the seller to hire, distribution, exhibition, circulation of obscene objects and documents to any person under the age of 20. Okay, now I am going to tell you the law in overseas. So in overseas, some states have adopted laws that prescribe penalties specifically at teenagers or adults who send offensive videos or images. These laws make the penalties for teen sexting less severe than if an adult would send similar photos to an underage person. But not all states have adopted these measures. In some states, teens and adults alike can face serious charges for child pornography or unlawful distribution or harmful material to minors. So now I am going to tell you the example of law in Louisiana and New York. In Louisiana, they prohibit anyone under the age of 17 from sending or keeping explicit images. So teens who set image of themselves go through child protection, and separate penalties apply for teens who share another person's image. So basically, those who set image of themselves will go to child protection. Meanwhile, if they share another person's image, they will have separate penalties for that. Okay. Meanwhile, in New York, they did not approve teen sexting law, but they created a diversion program that allows a court to divert the case out of criminal justice system. So, teens who manage to complete an education program or any other diversion requirement can get the charges dismissed. So, from this information about law in Malaysia and overseas, we can see that whatever country you are, sexting is considered illegal. Okay, now we move on to the last slide of legal action. I am going to tell you the cases of legal action on teen sexting that happen in real life. These are the articles of legal action on teen sexting. The first one is suspended Manalapan Corp indicted on 19 charges in teen sexting. So basically, the corp has been charged with 19 counts engaging in a pattern of official misconduct. The charges pertaining to official misconduct each carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. And the next one is thousands of children under 14 have been investigated for teen sexting. Based on the article, more than 6,000 children under 14 have been investigated by police for sexting offences in the past 3 years, including more than 300 of primary school age. And the last one is education activists accused of sexting teen boy through Snapchat. So the activist reportedly sent photos to the boy of his hand down his pants, and he also invited the boy to his home. So based on the cases that I told you, it is clear that teen sexting issue is pretty serious. So the law is important not only to protect the minor, it is also important to prevent this issue from spreading even more.
So, before we end, remember this: you are in control of your own choices. Sexting might seem harmless or tempting, but the risks are real. Protect yourself by thinking twice before you share, setting boundaries, and reaching out to someone you trust when you need support. Let's make smart, safe, and confident decisions in your life because your future is bright and you deserve the best. Thank you for listening. We hope that this information helps you make better choices and leads to a better future.